between Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G. was one of hip-hop's most infamous and thrilling battles. Two rappers had started as close friends, but their relationship had soured over time, and their tension was palpable. The feud began in the early 1990s when Tupac accused Biggie of stealing his style and flow. Biggie denied the allegations, but the damage had been done, and a rivalry was born. The feud was fueled by a series of diss tracks, with Tupac aiming at Biggie and his crew while Biggie fired back with his disses. As the feud escalated, things took a dangerous turn. In 1994, Tupac was shot 5 times outside a recording studio in NYC. Tupac blamed Biggie and his associates for the attack, and the tension between the two rappers reached a boiling point. The feud continued to escalate over the next few years, with Tupac and Biggie trading insults and threats in their music. The two rappers were at the top of their game, and the world watched in awe as they battled it out. But in 1996, tragedy struck. Tupac was shot down in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, and the hip-hop world was stunned. The murder remains unsolved today, but many believe it was connected to the feud between Biggie and his associates. 6 months later, Biggie was also shot and killed in LA. The feud between Tupac and Biggie ended violently and at a tragic end. Despite their bitter rivalry, Tupac and Biggie were incredibly talented rappers who profoundly impacted the hip-hop world. Jay-Z vs Nas. The feud between Jay-Z and Nas was one of the most legendary battles in hip-hop history. These two New York City titans of the rap game traded jabs, disses and verbal attacks for years, creating an intense rivalry that captivated fans worldwide. The feud began in the late 1990s when Jay-Z released his single "The City Is Mine", in which he took a swipe at Nas. Nas responded with his track "Hate Me Now", which featured Puff Daddy, and a music video that showed Nas being crucified, which was very controversial at the time. From there, the feud escalated as the two rappers took shots at each other in their music, with Jay-Z accusing Nas of being past his prime, and Nas claiming that Jay-Z was a fake gangster. But it wasn't just their music that was the battleground. Jay-Z and Nas also traded insults in interviews and public appearances, keeping the feud alive and exciting. Nas released the track "Ether", which was a scathing attack on Jay-Z. The feud continued for several years, with both rappers trading barbs and keeping fans on the edge of their seats. But eventually the two rappers squashed their beef, with Nas appearing on Jay-Z's track "Black Republican" in 2006. Eminem vs Machine Gun Kelly. The feud between Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly was one of the most explosive battles in recent hip-hop history. The two rappers had been trading shots and insults for years, but things reached a boiling point in 2018 when MGK released a diss track called "Rap Devil", aiming at Eminem. Eminem responded with his diss track "Kill Shot", which broke records for the number of views and streams it received in the first week. The track was a scathing attack on MGK, with Eminem aiming at everything from MGK's music to his personal life. The feud was fueled by a personal grudge between the two rappers, with MGK accusing Eminem of trying to blackball him in the industry. Eminem in turn took issue with some of the things MGK had said about his daughter in interviews. The feud climaxed in 2020 when MGK released his album "Tickets to My Downfall", which departed from his usual rap style and featured more pop punk and rock influences. The album was a commercial success, further fueling the rivalry between the two rappers. Despite the intense rivalry, there were signs that the feud might be coming to an end. In a 2020 interview, MGK said he'd moved on from the beef and had no interest in keeping it going. Eminem, for his part, has not released any diss tracks aimed at MGK since Kill Shot. The feud between Drake and Pusha T was a rollercoaster of drama, disses and revelations that captivated the hip-hop world. The two rappers had been taking shots at each other for years, but things reached a boiling point in 2018 when Pusha T released his album Daytona, which included a track called Infrared aimed at Drake's songwriting abilities. Drake fired back with a track called Duppy Freestyle, a scathing attack on Pusha T and his label Kanye West's Good Music. But the real drama came when Pusha T responded with The Story of a D-Don, a diss track that included a bombshell revelation that Drake had a secret child with a porn star. The track caused a sensation, with fans and critics stunned by the revelation. Drake, for his part, had not publicly acknowledged the child, and the news was a major shock for his fans. The drama continued as Drake and Pusha T traded barbs in interview and on social media, with Pusha T claiming that Drake had offered to pay him to stop the feud. Drake's secret child had a lasting impact on his career, with many fans and critics re-evaluating his personal life and songwriting abilities in light of the news. 50 Cent and Ja Rule. The feud between 50 Cent and Ja Rule was one of hip-hop's most intense and long-lasting rivalries. The two rappers had been friends early in their careers, but things took a turn when 50 Cent was shot multiple times in 2000, allegedly by associates of Ja Rule's label, Murder Incorporated. From then on, the two rappers traded barbs and disses with their music, with 50 Cent aiming at Ja Rule's singing abilities, his association with Murder Inc. Ja Rule fired back with tracks like Loose Change and Clapback, but 50 Cent's disses were particularly biting, with tracks like Back Down and I Smell Pussy, aiming for Ja Rule's credibility as a gangster rapper. In recent years, it seemed like the feud may end, with 50 Cent expressing regret for some of his past comments and Ja Rule seemingly moving on from the beef. However, the feud remains one of the most notorious in hip-hop history, with its personal grudges and intense insults making for some of the most exciting comments in the genre. Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B. The feud between the two rappers was one of the most shocking and highly publicised rivalries in recent memories. What started as a series of subtle jabs and social media posts quickly escalated into a full-blown physical altercation at a fashion event in New York City. Eyewitnesses reported that Cardi B lunged at Nicki Minaj and threw a shoe at her, causing a chaotic scene as security guards tried to intervene. In the aftermath of the fight, both rappers released diss tracks. They shot each other on social media, with Cardi B accusing Nicki of trying to sabotage her career, and Nicki Minaj taking aim at Cardi B's credibility as a rapper. The feud between the two marked by shocking incidents and personal insults, with both rappers seemingly unwilling to back down or make peace. Lil Kim versus Foxy Brown. The two rappers rose to fame in the mid-1990s and were frequently compared due to their similar styles and image. The feud began with accusations of plagiarism, with Lil Kim accusing Foxy Brown of stealing her rhymes and style. Foxy Brown fired back with her accusations, claiming Lil Kim was not an original artist and had copied her style. The feud escalated into a series of diss tracks, with Lil Kim and Foxy Brown trading insults and taking shots at each other's careers and personal lives. The feud peaked with the release of Lil Kim's Black Friday mixtape. Despite numerous attempts to reconcile, the feud between Lil Kim and Foxy Brown continued for years, with both rappers refusing to back down or make peace. The feud has been cited as one of hip-hop's most bitter and intense rivalries.